Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm reviewing episode 2 of Years and Years on HBO. So episode 2 picks up about 1 year after the events of the first episode, when you obviously see the bombing in China. And I was kind of surprised that not a lot had changed since the first episode. You kind of got the feeling after the first episode you're going to have a breakout of all-out war. There obviously are some small changes, and I think that's one of the things that the show has done so well, in my opinion, so far, is that it kind of makes it less ridiculous. It makes the show seem more grounded, that it isn't just an all-out war. It's kind of, you're seeing these slow trickle-down effects of tariffs and banks closing and how people would kind of be affected on a more real-life scale, like a smaller scale, how people domestically at home are affected by wartime events. In this episode, you have Edith come back after the bombings, and she was obviously right there, very close to the bombings when they took place, and she's dealing with the effects of nuclear radiation. And that's kind of interesting. They decided to tackle that aspect of it. You're kind of seeing how people are victims of this event, and it does it without having to go there. It's showing someone coming back and dealing with it on a family level. And like I said in my first review, I think that's the strongest asset of the show, in my opinion, that you are having a family scale story taking place during a global event. You are really invested in these characters. They all have connections. They have differing opinions, and just they're clashing, but yet still being a family and trying to learn and understand from each other really adds a special element to the show. Emma Thompson's character, Viv, is really starting to take a front seat. I think she's going to be the focal point going forward. She's becoming more and more important as the story moves along. I think she's doing an excellent job. I cannot wait for her to take over. She's so interesting in the scenes that she's in. She acts so well. She's such an amazing actress that I cannot wait to see where the story goes with her. It's so interesting to see this rise because obviously it parallels other events in current history. Like I said in the first one, I think it almost uses a Black Mirror type lens to show reality and where we could be going and where we have been going, and it's just really intriguing. I've never been more intrigued by a political satire show as much as this one. In this episode, you're seeing Victor get deported and sent back to the Ukraine, where he can't be openly who he is, and seeing, the ex-husband do that to him is another aspect of the show where it's tackling a current event. It's using immigration. It's doing it on a small personal scale. And the show always handles political satire in a less preachy way. It kind of does it in a more entertaining and practical way of telling a story without saying, hey, this is really bad. This is what you should do. These opinions are bad. These opinions are good. It shows the ramifications of these things and why these decisions are made. And I think that is something I like about it. When I sit down and watch a show like this, I don't want it to be super preachy, super agenda driven. It obviously has a leaning to it, but it feels like they're willing to kind of show both sides, and that's something you see with the parents and with the friends and the families. You're seeing all sides of how people understand the world, and I think it's really interesting how they managed to pull that off. Alright, so that's my thoughts on the second episode of Years and Years. How are you enjoying this show so far? If you've already seen the whole series, if you're over in the UK, because it obviously already aired over there, let me know how you're feeling about the series as a whole. Not too many spoilers. I really am interested to see where this goes. It's so hard not to just read where it's going to go because it kind of hooks you in and you want to know how all this is happening because it's such a slow spiral. I kind of expected it to be kind of boom after that first episode. But yeah, I kind of like that it's slowly trickling down. You're seeing these, piecing together these events that are possibly going to lead to something on a much grander scale. Alright, so remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.